This video that I posted got 34,000 views in less than 24 hours. Now, I want to show the Conservative Party how they too can use the House of Commons to their advantage. Now, some of your members might actually be familiar with the House of Commons website, and I know that you're going to be really tempted to use this button right here. It's the flat earth with the stick holding up the sun button, but don't use that in this case. It's not the best option for getting your story straight. Use the parliamentary business button and search the debates. Now, this is a really powerful tool because you can search for this time period to make sure that you guys are getting your story straight. Now, with just 7 keystrokes, I promise it's not hard, but now we can see every single time that your party has said July 21st and the context in which it was said. We're going to start with Chris here, and instead of just reading to you what it says, we're going to watch a video of him saying it.
During the election, the Prime Minister promised that by July the 21st of this year, now that's months ago already, he would have a deal with Trump.
Now, I know the pain that you must have felt when your party leader blew such a big lead, which is probably why you blocked all of this month out of your memory, but I'll remind you that this was happening. And during that time, President Trump and Mark Carney agreed that they would pause the tariffs and then they would continue negotiations after the election. But it's okay, Chris, because Andrew here is also having a hard time remembering.
He promised to, and I quote, negotiate a win with Trump by July 21st.
That's funny, Andrew, because the only time that this quote shows up is when you said it.
Will he have a deal to eliminate all U.S. tariffs, or was that promise just stuff he said during the election?
There it is again, conservatives rewriting the past before Carney even negotiated, but you guys were supposed to be so good at predicting the past.
Oh. You never know.
It's a minority.
I'm better at predicting the past than the future.
But are you really better at predicting the past, Pierre?
He was elected on the promise that he would get a deal by July 21st.
So the consensus is that Mark Carney made this promise before the election, and that's why Canadians elected him. Uh-oh, Gerald forgot to do his homework, and he might have said something that was true. During the G7 summit, they were supposed to reach a successful deal by the 16th of July, but that didn't happen, so they moved it to the 21st. Now, I'm no expert, but isn't July after the elections?
July 21st, July 21st.
July 21st.
By July 21st.
By July 21st.
July 21st.
By July 21st.
So what was actually said between us and the Americans? Welcome to Google, Trade Negotiations with the United States News Release. Now, it's very important that you look at the news release because this is the record of what was actually said between us and the Americans. And you'll find this nice little summary of the account between the Prime Minister and Donald Trump that was released on June 29th, where they agreed to resume the negotiations with a view towards agreeing on a deal by July 21st. What does this word mean? View. With a view to do something means with the hope, aim, or intention of doing something. It's not a promise. I think we just found the problem, folks, because Pierre has been maintaining since 2009 that the government's been using too many big words that he doesn't understand. And just a few weeks ago, he posted this because the Conservatives are clearly still struggling to hold the government to account.
That's why we have to get back to simple, clear language that allows us to hold government to account.
Unless Canadian voters plan on living in a vacuum completely isolated from trade talks with, let's say, the Prime Minister of Singapore, which we have very in-depth trade talks going on right now, you're not going to be able to convince him to talk to you in clear, simple language. You might actually have to learn words that Mark Carney uses, like catalyze. That way you can be informed to make informed decisions on who you are voting for.